call the City Commission meeting of November 10th, 2020 to order and ask the clerk for roll call.
Mayor Weissman,
Here.
Commissioner Evans,
Present.
Commissioner Friedland,
Present.
Commissioner Landman,
Here.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Here.
Commissioner Narodsky,
Here.
Commissioner Shelley,
Here.
Mr. Wasson,
Here.
Mr. Wolfen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you so much. This meeting shall be held via virtual communication media technology is made necessary by the continued state and local emergency. Because of the continued COVID-19 pandemic and the need to ensure the public health, safety, and welfare, this meeting will be conducted remotely by Zoom. Due to the ongoing state of emergency and the recommendations from all public health authorities, the City of Aventura recommends that all persons view and participate in this meeting through electronic means. Members of the public have been directed on how to access the meeting through the agenda posted online and at Government Center. Members of the public will be able to provide comments via audio when the item is open to public comment. The city clerk will provide directions on how to participate when the item is opened for public comment. Let me ask all of us to get up as we say the Pledge to Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of
the United States of America, and to the republic, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the selection of vice mayor. So I'm going to ask for a nomination for the election of vice mayor. Commissioner Narodsky.
I would like to nominate Bob Shelley, please.
Thank you. Can I have a second? Seconded by Dr. Linda Marks. Are there any more nominations? Well, saying that there are no more nominations, I'm going to open the item for public comment and request the city clerk to review the procedures to provide comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Any members of the public wishing to provide comments, please use the raise hand icon on your computer, if you're calling in, please press *9 in order to raise your hands. All right, and you will have, please identify yourself by name and you will have 3 minutes. I did have somebody, but looks like they put their hand down. So there are no comments at this time, Mayor.
Okay, I'm going to close the item for public comment and I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes,
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Shelley,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you and congratulations, Bob Shelley.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, let me ask the city manager if there are any deletions or additions to the agenda.
No, Mayor, not at this time.
All right, then the next item of business is the City of Aventura City of Excellence School update from Principal Tricala.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commission. Commissioner Evans, Commissioner Friedland. Welcome. It's nice to meet you, and Ms. Commissioner Evans and Ms. Friedland. It's great to see you in another role. So this will be my last time presenting the report, Mayor. I promise we'll have a student available next time, but with the Zoom change, I didn't want to try to coordinate that last minute. So ACES is doing great. Our teachers, their morale is staying level high. It's not easy right now. Everybody could imagine the stress that it is, but our staff is amazing and they really keep each other together, and it truly is a family. We recently finished another survey of our families, asking them if they would like to change their model choice. We had an additional 58 students in kindergarten through 8th grade decide to come on campus. So by next week, we will have a total of 726 students, which is about 70% of our school on campus, and 308 in the mobile model. Again, our students continue to amaze us in following protocols. We are finding every nook and cranny we can find to safely fit our students on campus in the most traditional space possible. And I think right now we're pretty much at the max for that to keep everybody in a traditional classroom without using cafeterias and gyms. We're pretty much at the max, but I think our teachers have done a great job of adjusting to this idea of teaching students on campus and at home at the same time. And they really do get better at it every single day. At our last meeting, there was a question about how many students in grades 1 through 8 were new to ACES this year. And I was able to look, and we have 41 students enroll in those grades due to other students withdrawing from last year. So most of those cases I know where the families moved away, some of them related to COVID, some of them not. So we have 41 new students in grades 1 through 8. Our National Junior Honor Society is holding their membership drive right now, and we'll have that program up and running by the end of the month. We have 47 students express interest in Model United Nations Club, and they'll be holding their meetings via Zoom, and that starts with interest meetings this week, actually. Our middle school robotics team is practicing in after school, and they're looking for local, statewide, country, or nationally or international competitions. And those might be more related to coding this year than they would be robotics, given that they won't have their devices necessarily in person. We started the planning for our spelling bee. We'll hold our school spelling bee via Zoom in January. And we're waiting for word from the Miami Herald on the final date for the regional spelling bee, but we will participate in that as well. Academically, we're holding our data chat meetings at least bi-weekly, depending on the subject. We're very closely looking at the performance data of our students, able to place them in intervention groups based on this year's data at this point. And we're really looking forward to January, where we get that second data point to have a comparison of growth. And we really do expect growth for all of our students across all grade levels. It's been great working with Karen Lenke and the city IT team. It's been a tremendous undertaking, but we have every student in grades 2 through 8 with a device all day, whether it's a personal device that they're bringing into school or an ACES device that we're issuing, in addition to the devices that we have at home with many of our students who are learning in the mobile model. And we're working together to develop plans to increase our capacity for next year and moving forward. In December, we're conducting a master schedule analysis with Charter Schools USA, where we'll look very closely at our instructional practices, try to hear best practices from other schools around their network, and try to find ways that we can continue to build on our successes. And generally that wraps up the ACES report. Again, we'll have a student next month, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any commissioners that would like to ask Principal Tricala a question? Commissioner Evans.
How many teachers are teaching from home now?
We currently have 2 teachers teaching from home and 6 staff members that are working from home.
Okay, thank you.
Any other Commissioner, Vice Mayor Shelley?
Yeah, Principal, just quick question. Of the 300 and something children that are home, is that a total based on the COVID issue, or are there other issues, or do you have any feedback from them in terms of how they're doing educationally?
Yeah, so in terms of the reasoning for the 308 at home, that's a parent choice. The parents have chosen for different reasons to stay at home. We have done grade level surveys. That feedback we take, and we truly do make instructional decisions off of that feedback from our families. I think the consensus is that it's not ideal, but it does get better every single day. And more importantly, we can only compare to what others are doing. Every family that I know that knows students at other schools feels great about what we're doing here at ACES.
So in other words, and it brings up something very interesting, that it's almost like we have a test we can take. How are they doing academically compared to the kids in school?
They're doing well, because the ones who aren't, we're asking them to come in. So
Okay.
Those who aren't doing well in the mobile model, we're calling home and saying, what are your concerns? How can we help you overcome those concerns? And we really advise that you bring your student in. We've had some that have said no, so we get them extra tutoring, extra interventions, but many of them have taken that opportunity to bring.
But academically, it's pretty similar then.
It is. I really feel that we'll know better in January. We're going to definitely do a comparison of those two groups, but we do see whether it's teacher created assessments or any standardized general assessments that we're giving, we're seeing comparable performance for our students.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, well then, Principal Tricala, we really want to thank you. We know that these are extraordinary times. We know there's enormous pressure on your shoulders, and we want to thank you for the incredible job that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to just add, if I could.
Commissioner
I'm sorry.
Narodsky, sorry.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I just want to add that it's remarkable because, you know, early on in your career that you're really starting with like the worst situation. So it's really, it'll be all cake from here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next from Don Sofer, Aventura High School, we're going to get an update from Principal David McKnight. Principal McKnight?
Yes,
Comment.
Mayor, I'm trying to start my video. Here we go. Well, good evening, everybody. And I especially want to say congratulations to Commissioner Evans and Commissioner Friedland. We're glad that you're part of the team and we look forward to working with you. Our enrollment at Don Sofer Aventura High School currently stands at 418. The breakdown between mobile learners and in-person learners in 9th grade, we have 73 mobile learners and 141 in-person learners. In 10th grade, we have 117 mobile learners and 81 in-person learners presently. We are currently meeting with teachers. We have been meeting with teachers to discuss their fall NWA data in the areas of ELA and math for the 2021 school year. We have been discussing their data and talking about each child individually in support of proficiency, lowest 25%, as well as overall learning gains with the entire population of students. The winter NWEA has been scheduled for December 1st through 9th, and winter data chats are scheduled prior to the winter break so that we can get a move on when January begins. First quarter ended recently, and our first quarter honor roll is planned for next Friday. To let you know a little bit about what the goings on at the school, we now have 23 clubs and enrichments on campus, and we recently held our student government elections. So that was exciting and got the students involved. There were posters all over the school, and it really felt like a high school moving around the campus. We have a virtual drama production scheduled for November 18th and 19th. The title of the play is called She Kills Monsters, and Mr. Pabon, our drama teacher, and the students involved in the play have been working very hard to make this production a high quality event. I told you at the last meeting about our house system that is composed of 9th and 10th graders in each house to build connection and camaraderie. The houses are called Purpose, Passion, Integrity, and Grit, and they each have a color. So for Spirit Week, we had a house day where they would wear their house colors, and each house got points for the number of students that they had in first, second, third, and fourth place. So that was great. In addition, the house will also be doing a canned food drive for Thanksgiving. The houses will. And so the number of canned foods that they bring in to support those less fortunate, they will be getting points for that as well. So that will go between now and next Wednesday. On the athletic front, girls volleyball finished their season 10-4, and our first ever cross-country team ran in 3 meets competing against varsity teams and finished ahead of established prep schools in the area. We have already started to begin practice for winter sports, which are boys basketball as well as soccer, boys and girls soccer. Coaches have been hired and games are scheduled. Based on the challenges with COVID, it was a tremendous team effort to get the fall season up and running and completed. And I really want to take my hat off to Coach Munoz, our athletic coordinator, for the work he did to make this a reality for our students. I think it really helped them feel more connected to the high school. Parent update. We have been working really hard to get parents involved at the school. And so we have established our parent-teacher coalition and it's up and running. Cindy Orlinsky, of course, is very involved with the foundation, but she's also helped get the parent group up and running. Donna Nikomovitz is the school volunteer coordinator. Jerry Smith is the fundraising coordinator. Paola Cameron is the school spirit coordinator. And so Aaron Yabner is the athletic booster coordinator. So we've got a lot of, and Diane Gleet is the communications coordinator, and they've already put out their first monthly newsletter to the parents, and it's been well received. So we've really worked hard at getting a strong parent group up and running and moving, and we feel really good about what's happened so far today. We also, just to share with you all, have a senior trip already scheduled to go to London, Paris, and Madrid. We already have about 50 students scheduled to go on that trip out of a total of 200 for that class. So we're working hard at making sure that our students get full benefit of the high school experience, even though currently we only have 9th and 10th grade students. That's my report. If anyone has any questions, I'd be delighted to entertain them.
Mr. McKnight, could you please let us know who was elected president?
Karen Shine was elected president of the SGA.
Okay, and I'm going to ask our city manager to please draft a letter of congratulations to her from the mayor and the commission, and not an email, a real letter that comes in the mail with a stamp that she can have on formal stationery. That would be greatly appreciated. Does anyone have any, Commissioner Narodsky?
My apologies. I wasn't sure. For Principal McKnight, you said that there's going to be, is that a virtual European trip, or are they actually going to?
Well, remember, Commissioner Narodsky, this is occurring 2 years from now.
Right.
And the company is offering parents a refund policy in case something occurs in the next 2 years that prevents them from going on the trip.
Oh, okay, because you said senior trip. I'm sorry. I must have missed that part. Okay. My apologies.
No worries.
Vice Mayor Shelley.
Yeah, very quickly, David. Two things. If we want to donate food for this drive, can we drop it off too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You might want to tell us what house you're supporting so they get some points for it. But
Okay.
it's remember, it's the purpose, passion, integrity grid. But if you want to just drop them off and just donate them to the cause without a house donation, we understand and we will take it.
The other thing is we've gotten a number of calls due to the ability of some of the people on Williams Island, as example, some of the men or women that have such great background. Some of the schools, because of the virtual and because of the Zoom capabilities, we've been asked to see if there's people with certain expertise that could talk or speak to some of these classes you might have, whether it's finance, business, math, whatever it might be. And I'm just saying that because of the talent that's on the island, and I'm sure, Linda, you have the same thing in your complex, we'd be more than happy to get some people that might want to speak at some of your classes. It's free lecture, but what's beautiful about it is their expertise in the history of what they've done would be very interesting. And now that we have the Zoom capability going on right now, it's an easy thing to accomplish. So it's there. If you have any interest or you want to add it to your component, just let us know.
Thank you, Commissioner Shelley. Just know our CAP advisor has been working real hard at scheduling actually virtual university visits with our students. And they've been attending, they've been seeing Vanderbilt University, they've been seeing George Washington University, Harvard University. So it's been a great experience, but this is another element that could also benefit our students through their college and career readiness component, which is 30 minutes every other day. So I will certainly pass that information on to Ms. Garcia, our CAP advisor.
Okay, just offering it if you need.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, David, I want to say to you the same thing that I said to Anthony. There's tremendous pressure on your shoulders. We know this has been a very, very difficult time. We appreciate what you're doing every single day.
And Mayor, let me just thank you and the commission for the unending support that you have given us, both during COVID and before. So I want to extend my heartfelt appreciation and gratefulness to having such a great city behind us. Thank you so much.
All right, then we're going to move on to item number 6, the consent agenda. Does any member of the commission, would you like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Okay, then I need a motion. No, yes? Okay, then I need a motion for approval of the items on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Landman, seconded by Commissioner Narotsky. I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Narotsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. This isn't going to be a relatively short meeting. Under ordinances, second reading, we have one item. I'm going to request the city attorney to please read it.
Thank you, Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending Chapter 2 entitled Administration of the City Code by creating Section 2-234 entitled Transaction Convenience Fees, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for approval of this ordinance?
Yeah.
Made by Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks, seconded by Commissioner Narotsky. I'm going to ask the city manager to review this item. Everybody bear in mind that this is second reading. It was workshopped as well. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, we are trying to get credit card services into the building department. We approved this, and the reason it's an ordinance is because there's a convenience fee or a user fee that will be passed along to the user. And that's why we had to put it on going forward. And it would apply to anybody using a credit card to sign up for any city service.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission have any questions for the city manager, Commissioner Narotsky?
I would just like to say that I spoke with Ron about this issue, and for the record, this is not a new charge or a new tax, and they still accept checks or cash. So it's an optional process, but it really brought us up to speed with some of the other municipalities that do accept credit card. It makes it easier to do business in our city. At the same time, we're not losing revenue. And Ron, can you cite, I know that you had an estimate of how much we tightened up a loophole in another department, and how much did we save by passing this fee along to the customer?
I would say about $70,000 to $80,000.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Do any other commissioners have anything they would like to say on this ordinance? Okay, then I'm going to open the item for public comment. If anyone from the public would like to comment, the city clerk will tell you what to do.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the public wishing to comment, please use your raise hand icon at this time. If you are calling in, please press *9 in order to raise your hand at this time for this item. Mayor, I'm not seeing any comments at this time.
Then I'm going to close the item for public comment, and I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Naronsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes,
It passes.
thank you. We have no zoning hearings tonight, so there's no quasi judicial public hearing scheduled. We do, however, have an ordinance on first reading, and I'm going to request that the city attorney read it, please.
Thank you, Mayor. An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending ordinance number 2019-14, which ordinance adopted a budget for the 2019-2020 fiscal year by revising the 2019-2020 fiscal year operating and capital budget as outlined in Exhibit A attached here too, authorizing the city manager to do all things necessary to carry out the aims of this ordinance and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for approval of this ordinance?
So moved.
Made by Commissioner Shelley, seconded by Commissioner Evans. Second, please. I'm going to request that the city manager review this item.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, we twice during the year amend the budget. This is the year-end budget amendment where we account for and make sure all our accounts are equal and balanced. We account for expenses sometimes that we don't anticipate or expenses that we accounted for but came in a little more than we expected. It also applies to revenues where that it came in more than we expected, which is something that we do conservatively so that when we come to the end of the year, we can make sure that we can cover all our expenses. This year, a lion's share of the expenses that we did get were COVID related, approximately $500,000. Now, I know that's a big number, but we do and have been applying for federal assistance as well as CARE Act money. While we haven't been paid for it, we have to lay the money out. We have been approved by the county and we're still working through FEMA. We do expect most of them will be covered. Not all of them, but most of them. We did have some money that came in from the state on the revenue side, $252,000. That was a result of the commission going up to Tallahassee, and we got that money. It was applied to the curbs and gutters, which right now we're actually doing some of that work on Country Club. This year, we will be going back up. I don't know if it's going to be virtually or whatever, but we'll be asking for monies that to continue that work and be reimbursed for that. You also saw some money for police officer, $50,000 for off duty. Just so everybody knows, that's money that comes in and money that goes out. So it's a net in and out. It's an in and out transfer of money. So it doesn't affect our bottom line. That's about it in a nutshell.
That's about it. Okay. Do any members of the commission want to address this item? Okay, then I'm going to open it up for public comment. If anyone in the public wishes to address the commission on this item, the city clerk will take it from here.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the public wishing to comment on this item, please use your raise hand icon at this time. If you are calling in, please press *9 on your phone. Mayor, I'm not seeing anybody wishing to make comments at this time.
Okay, then I would just like to ask the city manager to please draft 2 letters, one for Senator Jason Pizzo and one for Representative Joseph Geller, to thank them for their efforts on our behalf last year.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Naronsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. The next item on our agenda is item B, and I'm going to ask the city attorney to please read the ordinance for item B.
Thank you, Mayor. An ordinance of the City of Aventura, Florida, amending Chapter 36, Retirement, Article 2, Police Pension Plan and Trust Fund by amending Section 3631, Compliance with Internal Revenue Code to provide for compliance with the Secure Act, providing for repeal, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Can I please have a motion for approval of the ordinance? Motion made by Commissioner Shelley, seconded by Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks. I'm going to ask the city manager to please review the item.
Thank you, Mayor. The ordinance is it almost exactly says what it is. The IRS code was changed to allow the minimum, required minimum distribution age to be pushed from 70 and a half to 72 in order to give a chance for more savings for those individuals. This is more of a housekeeping issue where we're asking to be approved tonight. And then next week at the workshop, we're going to have a meeting to second reading to get this done before January.
Okay. Any members of the commission have any questions or comments about this item? All right, then I'm going to open the item up for public comment. If anyone wishes to address the commission on the item.
Members of the public wishing to comment on this item, please use your raise hand icon at this time. If you're calling in, please press *9. Mayor, I'm not seeing any comments at this time.
And I'm going to close the item for public comment. And I'm going to ask the clerk for a roll call vote.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Friedland,
Yes.
Commissioner Landman,
Yes.
Commissioner Dr. Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Narodsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Shelley,
Yes.
and Mayor Weissman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, item number 10 is resolutions and public hearings, and we have none for tonight, which brings us to the item of reports. Again, I would like to ask the city manager to please look closely at the newly elected officials, particularly the newly elected school board member that's going to be our school board member, any changes in the county commission, and please send them congratulatory letters from the commission. Makes a big difference.
Mayor, just to let you know, all those letters have been done and sent out, and we actually got some responses back and some thank yous, just to let you know.
I know we talked about it at the time, so that's great. Anyone else reports or items for consideration? Commissioner Landman.
Just, I believe, and I want the city manager to correct me and make sure everybody knows that our previously planned Veteran Day event, the physical event, is canceled for tomorrow. We will have a way of recognizing and honoring veterans in our community virtually, but our physical event has been canceled for tomorrow.
Well, then I have a question. Are we having a virtual event?
No, Mayor, we didn't. It was kind of last
There's
minute.
no time, I know.
But Ron, isn't there a video that will?
Oh, no, yes, we will be putting out a video. We'll be listing and recognizing all the members of the residents who have served or are serving in the military forces.
Very nice. Anybody else? Commissioner Friedland.
I would like to ask the commission to approve and agree upon joining in a citywide food drive for the Thanksgiving holiday. It is something that I'd like to work with the city manager on and work with the schools on. Principal McKnight may not know this, but I've been reached out to by parents of their school asking me to help coordinate this food drive. And I've been in touch with the Kosher Food Bank and Joshua's Heart, which are both local food banks. And if we were able to coordinate this, they're willing to pick up the items and deliver them to the food banks. We can use our communication services to let members of our constituents know that they can donate to our canned food drive, and that they can also go to these food banks if they need any help. So I think this is a beautiful way to enter into the Thanksgiving season. It will not cost our city anything. It's just a way to help the city give back and show our commission working together. It's a short time window that we have. So I'd like to update everyone a little bit more next Thursday at the workshop. And the idea would be that the donations could be picked up on Friday if the commission approves and agrees this is something we should move forward with.
I just have one comment, and it's rather alarming to me how food insecurity is becoming one of our major problems. So anything that will help people that do not have a meal, I strongly support.
Right. Me too.
Looks like I got 3. Just give me a thumbs up. So
Mayor, I have a comment.
You got it. Commissioner Dr. Linda Marks.
I think I heard Principal McKnight say that his various houses, this is one of the projects that they were taking on. And I wouldn't want to take away from that plan.
No, it's not, Dr. Marks. Actually, Principal McKnight doesn't know that those are the parents that have reached out to me days ago and asked me when they do the collections, would I help facilitate getting the collections to an organization in need? They are kind of the back door, and we're bringing it and expanding it. So the Waterways School also reached out and said that they wanted to be a part of something. They all reached out to me. Mr. Principal McKnight doesn't know that his parents asked me to find where the donations could go to. And I know one parent spoke to him and told him that we were looking at the Kosher Food Bank and Joshua's Heart this afternoon. And I think he was fine with that. We can obviously, if it's not where he wants the food to go, they can distribute it in a different way. I didn't reach out to Principal Tricala yet. But we want to open this up as a whole citywide effort that we all kind of join together. The more the merrier that we can help.
Could we just ask our city manager to speak to the 2 principals and make sure that they, that they don't already have something in place, or that I don't want to be stepping on their toes, that's all. So could we ask our city manager maybe to just,
Yes.
to just give us a go ahead?
I will do that and work with Rachel. I know we want to have food delivered here also to the town hall in case people don't, the people who aren't connected with the school, it might be a little easier for them to come here. So,
Right.
yes,
But
I'd be happy to.
let's just make sure we're not stepping on any toes, that's all.
Absolutely.
Commissioner
Mayor?
Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot going on, and my preference would be not to take away from what Rachel's doing, but why can't the city and the city manager coordinate with the schools, with whoever Rachel has? Sounds like the principals are collecting it and Rachel is going to deliver it to someplace. I don't know what the principals have in mind, but why doesn't the city manager for the city coordinate all the schools and all this and work together and see, because you're right, Dr. Marks, I'm not sure this isn't going to be conflicting with what's already going on.
Yeah, let's just make sure we're not.
If you want to be recognized, please, guys, I need to see something. If there's anyone.
I think we can do that. I think we can get that done.
Dr. Marks asked the city manager to please coordinate with the principals and Commissioner Friedland, and he said he's doing it already. So I think honestly, we live in Aventura and we're very lucky, and each and every one of us is blessed. But it's alarming the numbers of people facing food insecurity that have never been in this position in their lives. So again, city manager, you've nodded. I know you're deeply involved, and just keep us apprised. We have a workshop coming up.
Great.
So I think you have full permission of the commission to go on. Anybody else, any reports? Okay, are there any members of the public that have anything they would like to address to the commission?
All right, Mayor, I'm seeing 2 people. Members of the public wishing to speak, you will please state your name and address for the record, and you will have 3.
Prior to doing that, I would like the city attorney, I didn't know if we've had anybody speaking or not, but I would like the city attorney to review with the commission members the purpose of this item.
Thank you, Mayor. In accordance with the rules of the City Commission, this portion of the agenda is for the purpose of the commission hearing any comments and input of the public but it is not in accordance with the rules for the commission to engage in any discussion or feedback with the persons making a presentation. Instead, if any follow-up action is needed, the city manager will, subsequent to the meeting, follow up with the resident who makes the particular comments. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. City Clerk?
Right, Sandra Kaplan, you please state your name and address for the record. 3 minutes.
Sandra Kaplan, 20335 West Country Club Drive in Aventura. I just want to give my congratulations to Dr. Marks, to Jonathan Evans and Rachel Friedland on their election. I want to wish all of you the very best. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I want to thank you all for your service to our great city. You do a wonderful job.
And Sandy, we thank you. Sandy is a very active member of our Community Services Committee.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. I have Shelley Buncher.
Hi, my name is Shelley Mason Buncher. I live at Biscayne Cove in Aventura in the Tower Building. Number one, congratulations to our re-elected and newly elected officials. I am thrilled with our commission. I have a question about what was very briefly glossed over is we're having a play at the Aventura High School on November, did I get the dates right? 18th and 19th. Can the public participate in this? Can we watch it? Can we get tickets virtually? What's the story with that?
Shelley, I'm going to ask the city manager to respond, please.
Thank you, Mayor Weissman.
Hi, Shelley. I would confer with the principal of McKnight. I'm not sure exactly if they're doing tickets. I'm sure they would want to have as people see it. And I will get back to you tomorrow or later tonight with that answer for you.
Shall I leave you my phone number or do you have it?
You know what? Don't put it over now. I'll figure out how to get in touch.
I'll give it to the
Mayor Weissman has it.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that has anything to bring before the commission?
Yes,
One
more speaker, Mayor. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, hi, good evening. This is Daniel Naim, 20865 Northeast 32nd Avenue. First thing, and congratulations are in order. Jonathan Evans, thank you so much. Ms. Friedland, Commissioner Friedland also. And of course, Commissioner Dr. Marks, congratulations for coming on board on the commissioner. This is really exciting. I also am very happy that they approved the credit card transaction on the building department. I'm so happy. I've been pushing this for so many years and it's happening. So it's amazing. I'm really, really happy this is happening and yeah, exciting new year. I'm almost waiting for the Corona to be over so we can continue working on Kimberly with the Community Services Advisory Board. And Jonathan, we are going to miss you so much in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think now you can do much more and you know exactly what do we need in the community services. You've been here for so long and hopefully next year we can do amazing events for the community. Again, congratulations, Commissioner Friedland, Commissioner Evans, and Dr. Mark for the re-election.
Thank you.
And Daniel, thank you for all you do on our Community Services Committee, really and truly.
It's always a pleasure. I love
the
this city.
I want the dog.
My dog.
Yes, your dog.
I will bring it to the next commission meeting.
I'd be careful. I think everyone will take it, particularly Bob and Janine. Is there any other business? Then I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. made by Commissioner Landman, seconded by Commissioner Evans. Good night. Be safe.
Thank you.
Wear your mask. See you soon.
Thank you.
All right, good night, everyone.
Feel good.
Be well. Be well. Good night.
Good night, everybody.